This is the garden. Thank you. Midnight tragic destiny. Somebody took you from me and emptied out my soul. There's a garden down where the river flows, rich with the seeds we've sown. That's where you're closest to me. And I will wait in the garden as the night fills the sky. I will wait by the riverbed, although the river is dry. Well, it's so hard trying to rearrange the things that we just can't change, the things that they say are to be. And tomorrow seems so far away, 'cause pieces of yesterday keep crumbling down on me. And I will wait in the garden as the night fills the sky. I will wait by the riverbed, although the river is dry. Endless life, endless love, trapped in a world of greed. Endless life, endless love, living eternity. In the garden, hope and memories grow. It's there that I'm not alone, there that I might find some peace. And I will wait in the garden as the night fills the sky. I will wait by the riverbed, and although the river is dry, and I will wait in the garden as the night fills the sky. I will wait by the riverbed, although the river is dry. Although the river is dry. Although the river is dry. Thank you.
First of all, thank you, Mike, not only for your performance, but for showing up every single year and making a commitment to continue to show up. I have been coming here, of course, as Attorney General for a few years, and I always appreciate that. So thank you. If we could give Mike another round of applause. Good evening, everyone. I'm blessed to be your Attorney General, Andrea Campbell, and I have to tell you, I come every year. You can never really sort of adjust or find the energy when you come into this space, knowing that folks are feeling a range of emotions. It may be anger, it may be significant pain, grief, trauma, you name it. And I don't want to discount that. So I started just sort of by taking a moment to set myself, but I actually want to invite all of us, because I think it would be inauthentic otherwise, to just take a moment, and I'm going to invite you, whether you participate or not, because I believe in the power of a breath to shift energy in a space, to sort of bring us down, even if we're feeling whatever emotion, to calm our physical being so that we can cope with that emotion or the range of emotions we're going to feel throughout tonight. So I would just invite us to take a deep breath. I'll start, and I'll give you the instructions if you don't know how to breathe. Just inhale. I'm going to do it 2 more times. Thank you for participating. I want to thank Liam, who is the Executive Director of MOVA, your entire team for everything they do to support this event. I want to thank the Advisory Committee for the Garden of Peace. It's a group of individuals that dedicate themselves, who have other responsibilities and jobs, but who show up consistently to ensure that this space is as beautiful as it is and represents not only what it does today, but every single day it presents like this to honor those who are here. So I want to thank the Advisory Committee. I also want to thank, because I won't get to thank them later today, this group of beautiful young children here who are in fellowship with us. Voices, of course, Boston Children Choir. I want to thank them as well, and you will hear from them later today. And I also want to thank in advance all of the speakers who will introduce themselves, but who will also stand up here and talk about a loved one they've lost, which is never easy to do. I'm grateful for their attendance, their participation, and most importantly, I thank them in advance for their vulnerability to get up here and share in front of complete strangers, not only what they're grappling with, but hopefully ways in which to give you some tools to help you deal with your own loss. I'm not meant to be up here long. I'm here for 2 reasons. One, I chair the MOVA board, and I work with several board members to ensure that MOVA, this incredible office that supports victims of all types of crime and violence and you name it, is supported, that they have the resources they would need to be successful, not only for this ceremony and for this incredible monument and representation, but for all the other ways in which they support victims. And frankly, regardless of your politics, the federal government is stepping away, sadly, from supporting victims. Millions of dollars we don't think we'll ever see again. And so our board work is critically important to ensure that as that is happening, we close those gaps and we advocate in that State House for victims and their families and the community by extension to get everything they're entitled to and everything they deserve. I'm also here as Attorney General. My job, of course, is to enforce the laws of the Commonwealth in various ways, also to hold folks who commit crime accountable. But also I'm here because I've lost loved ones over the years. All my biological parents are deceased. All of my biological grandparents are deceased, including my twin brother. And I have loved ones in many ways who may not be deceased, but who are lost because they're behind the wall. And so I'm not going to try to suggest that my story is yours. It is not. So, but I stand here putting aside the titles because I don't have a clue in many ways what you might be dealing with. But I'm here to say that my office will continue to support the efforts of MOVA to ensure that whatever you might need, whether we know it today or we learn it in a week or months or years ahead, that you get what you're entitled to and that you get all the resources and anything you might need as you grapple with significant pain and loss. And I also recognize we're going to be adding names, and so for some folks this is fresh. So I just encourage you all to connect with one another. That's why we're here. And then for folks, don't get me started with the media, no offense. Go away. But for folks who have been coming here because you've lost someone a long time ago, but still may be grappling with something, I still ask that you pull upon this community, which is a rich and robust community that wants to support, that wants to stand in not just solidarity, but wants to be present and responsive to what you may need. We can't help each other if we're not vulnerable just a little bit to what those needs might be. And then lastly, I will end with this. It's an honor and privilege to serve in this role. It's a significant responsibility, and I never take it for granted, because my job as an elected official, politician, whatever you want to call it, it's not about me. The second, frankly, this job comes about me, we should all get new jobs. It really is about service to all of you. Out of all the events I do every year, this is always the most challenging, because I don't care who you are, we're all human beings. What speech, remarks can you truly prepare to speak to the hearts of folks who are experiencing significant loss and significant pain? But I want you to know that this office of MOVA, and they're dynamite, they're amazing human beings who've also suffered loss in their own right, along with our district attorney, who I just saw over there as well. We are all here to support you, Kevin Hayden and others, all here to support you in any way we can. So lean on us. I'm also a believer. My faith is tremendously important to me. So I will be always lifting up folks who participate in this, who take part, but most importantly, this community. So thank you all for being here tonight. It's by choice that you're here. We don't take that for granted. And on behalf of my entire team, we love you. We send condolences to you. But most importantly, we want to be here afterwards to continue to support each and every one of you. Thank you for having me tonight. And now I think I'm turning it over to Liam. God bless you all.
Thank you, Attorney General. Good evening, everyone. Let me echo the Attorney General and welcome you here in this space for the 2025 Honor Program. 21 years we've done this. For those of you who've been here several years before, you'll know that we have certain traditions that we do every year, like survivor speakers, like Mr. Mike Verge, who shows up every year. And probably the most important tradition is that we stand and we support each other. And so thank you for being here. Every year, families show up. You display resilience and you lean into this community. For those of you that are viewing on our live stream, we welcome you and we hold your loved one in this community as well. As I say every year, this community is made up of a bunch of people that didn't choose to be part of it. But now that we're here, we rely on each other. And it's a community that produces hope, it renews a need for peace, and a world that has no violence in it. So if this is your first garden program, welcome. And while your experience is unique, I hope that you feel that you're not alone. Families support one another year after year. I hope you find comfort here in knowing that you're in this community and that we walk this journey together. MOVA is a proud partner with so many service providers who are also here. We see you. We're grateful that you come. We're grateful for the work that you do every day, and we're grateful to be in it with you. This night is a meaningful example of what community, the power of that community, survivor voices, and our connection can do. Tonight we're joined by 3 survivors whose messages of hope and resilience inspires us all. Our first speaker, Danella Clark, will provide keynote remarks. Danella is the sister of Conrad James, whose name will be read aloud later this evening. Danella demonstrates a strong commitment to community well-being and is the president and CEO of the Boston Arts Academy Foundation and a transformative leader in this community. So please join me in welcoming Danella Clark.
Thank you so much, Liam, and thank you to my sister in service, Andrea. Thank you so much for being here, and it was wonderful to see D.A. Hayden. So 35 years ago, on November 13th, 1989, I am a Jamaican immigrant. We immigrated here to Boston from Jamaica. My mother had one son and 3 daughters. And she had gone away to Jamaica as she did every year, and she summoned all of her children to come to get, our ackee and sawfish and whatever it was that she bought back for us. And my brother parked his car right in front of her house, and a neighbor asked him to go and get something. We grew up in Mattapan, my dad's still in the house, to go and get something at Rico's supermarket. So he opted, Andrea, to leave his car at my mother's house. It's a fall afternoon, 5:15. He walked to Rico's, and on the way back, 2 young men, one was 15 at the time, went to rob him. He gave them what he had, but they still put 3 bullets in his back. And I remember it like a movie. Even though this occurred 100 yards from our home, no one thought to go and tell my parents who were home. BPD notified them, and at the time, this was 35 years ago, Boston Medical Center was called Boston City Hospital. And I will never forget, I'm friends now with Dr. Thea James, who has led the emergency department at Boston Medical Center. I'll never forget, Liam, it was like a movie. My mother called us. I was working at Children's Hospital. We all got there, and we never even made it to the family room. BMC was so great. The door opened to the elevator, and they said, "Are you the James family?" And my dad said, "Yes." And they said, "He didn't make it. We lost him." And that was the first and the last time I saw my father cry, his only son. He literally dropped to the floor. I lost my mom, y'all, 2 years ago, and I didn't even see my dad cry for that. And I will tell you, as a family, our life has never been the same. He died on November 13th, 1989. We're immigrants, so we had to summons people from Jamaica, England, all over. And we didn't bury my brother until the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. So Thanksgiving has never been the same 35 years later. But what I want to tell you is I often think about, what was my brother doing? He was being a good neighbor. And so what I have chosen to do, and what I would encourage each of you to do, is to turn your pain into purpose. Not a day goes by that I don't think about Conrad. We were like this. There's 4 of us, but the 2 of us was in the middle. At that time, I literally thought I was going to die. I don't mind telling you I spent some time in McLean because this was devastating. We went through anger, through all of the things. We had to go through the court, go through a parole hearing. Thank God for the DA's office. But I have decided to turn my pain into purpose. And over these last 35 years, what I've done is dedicated my life to philanthropy and to giving back and to helping others. And even now, I don't know if she's here, but many of you know Dr. Clementina Cherry, who leads the Louis D. Brown Peace Institute. She came to me on November of 22, and she said, "Danella, your superpower is raising money. Will you help us to raise $25 million for the Peace Institute?" She lost her only son, Louis D. Brown. And I said to her at the time, Liam, literally, my mother was dying of cancer. And I said to her after canceling 3 times, "Let me talk to my mother," who I knew had terminal cancer. And through tears, my mother said, "Do it in honor of me and in honor of your brother." And so on this Sunday, I will stand as we put shovels in the ground and get ready to build that building that I know is so important, the work that the Peace Institute does for families. Real quick story, y'all. Even this year, the pain never goes away. I gotta tell you, this year, at the start of this year, one of our alumni, Kyrie Ambrose, you may have heard of him, a young man in Brockton, home from college, another kid. Can you imagine as a mom, you're in your house, Andrea, and she descends the stairs and there's a young man killing her son. Well, that son was a Boston Arts Academy student that I knew. So I was able to call Tina and say, Tina, we will raise the money for his homegoing, but can you help with the burial? Can you help to walk mom through this difficult journey? So I will encourage all of you, I don't know where you are in your grief or where you are in your pain, but in honor of your loved one, again, remember, I always remember what was my brother doing before his life was taken at the age of 24. He was helping his neighbor. And I would ask all of you, it's hard, but to think about turning your pain into purpose and living a life for others. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Danila. It's your unwavering advocacy on behalf of others that we see the impact of this resilient spirit and after an unimaginable tragedy that your family experienced. So as been this tradition that I talked about before, we do have 2 additional survivor speakers tonight. Our next speaker is Heather Daniels, wife of Lee, who is the father of 5 beautiful daughters. Through her lived experience, Heather has found a path forward and shares a message that you are not alone in coping with your traumatic grief. Heather has experienced firsthand the healing strength of practicing remembrance. As a wife, mother, and grandmother, she displays the true meaning of kind-heartedness and strength. So please join me in welcoming Heather.
Good evening. Thank you, Liam. Please allow me to take a moment to thank the wonderful and amazing staff of both the Garden of Peace and MOVA. Your work, dedication, and support are truly appreciated by us all. Sorry, I'm short. My name is Heather Daniels. I'm here today as a wife, a mother, and a voice for someone whose light was taken way too soon. My husband Lee is what you'd call the life of the party. He was always joking, laughing, and being silly. He had a way of lifting the energy in any room. He was a father to 5 beautiful daughters and now an angel grandpa to 2 grandchildren he never got the chance to see or hold. I know he would have absolutely adored them, spoiled them, danced with them, made them laugh the way he always made others laugh. Lee loved playing basketball. He loved to dance. He'd have these little dance-off with the kids in the living room when they were little. Sorry. It's those simple moments that, looking back, it feels like magic. On July 20th, 2016, everything changed. Lee was stabbed once in the heart and died after a verbal altercation with someone he didn't even know. Just words, no physical fight, one moment, one senseless act. He was gone. When I got the news, I was in shock. I was numb. Nothing made sense. Our world shattered in an instant. But as painful as my grief was, and still is, what hurt even more was watching our children try to understand and survive the loss of their dad, someone who meant everything to them. There was nothing I could do to fix it, and no way to take away their pain. It took 5.5 years before we made it to a trial. And while that process was long and often confusing, we were very fortunate to have a great assistant district attorney and incredible victim witness advocates who guided us every step of the way. The advocate was the one who told us about this garden, and in 2020, Lee's name was added here. This is not just a garden of stone and greenery. It is a garden of stories, of lives taken far too soon. Each name that's etched here represents someone who was loved deeply, someone who laughed, who dreamed, who mattered. For families, friends, and communities who have lost someone to violence, this garden offers more than remembrance. It is a quiet place where grief is honored, where love is permanent, and where pain is not hidden, but held gently in shared silence. Standing here surrounded by the names of those we've lost, we are reminded of the fragility of life, but also of the strength of those who remain. Each person here carries the weight of loss and the work of healing. And yet still we rise. That is the essence of resiliency. Not forgetting what happened, but finding a way forward with it. The garden is also a promise that these lives will not be erased by violence, that peace, even in the face of heartbreak, is something we continue to seek, not just in memory, but in every action. Every flower that blooms here, every step that we take through this space is a quiet act of resilience against despair. And within that resistance, there is hope. Hope that justice and compassion can coexist. Hope that communities can be stronger than the forces that try to break them. Hope that love enduring and unshakable, will always outlast violence. To all those we remember today, we carry you with us, in our voices, in our hearts, and in this garden. Thank you.
Thank you, Heather. We're now honored to be joined by Annie Cox, who's a former board member of the Garden of Peace. Annie is the mother of Dana Cox. Annie knows firsthand how leaning into the garden community can help bring peace to the journey of grief after homicide and be a place of healing. As a mother and advocate, Annie shares in the mission of the garden to unite survivors and build connections. So please join me in welcoming Annie.
Good evening. I want to thank Liam and everyone else, the ones that have lost loved ones. Know that I just said the word lost, but they're not lost. You're just temporarily separated. I too welcome you to the Garden of Peace, a place where you can not only meet with peace, but take it with you when your visit has concluded. Life is to be lived to its fullest. When peace eludes you, continue to pursue. Peace is a part of your arsenal received from God. Peace resides in your heart, and peace affects your mind, your health, strength, and healing. I am honored to stand before you all to speak to the heart, and those that have ears to hear, let them hear. None of us signed up for this, but here we are together, traveling this sometimes very difficult terrain of life. Some are further ahead on the road than others. We are no longer hosting pity parties. We have taken back that which was stolen from us, and we are encouraging those that are coming behind us. And now here I am, 34 plus years later, facing the same demon of pain that I thought would never resurface again. Pain, that unseen taskmaster. So now you must choose. Do you allow pain to conquer you, or do you conquer it? How bad do you want to live a victorious life? The murderer took the life of your loved ones. Don't allow him or her to have yours too. Tragedy, if allowed, will birth strength, making you stronger and wiser. It doesn't happen suddenly, but if you hold on to hope and refuse to let it go, it will come. Weeping may endure for the night, but joy comes in the morning. Keep in mind that morning may be in the form of many 24-hour periods of time. If these words help one person, mission accomplished. Take peace with you and sleep well tonight. I have enough things ruling over me, and I'm determined that this won't be added to the list. Yes, I love my son Dana dearly, but what was done has been done. I wasn't living, just poorly surviving. I understand that everyone hasn't decided to forgive, and that's a choice. Some may choose to never forgive, but as for me, I've served 15 years in an open prison, and I've taken my freedom back, and I refuse to give it back to him just because he's been paroled. It is evil and wicked, but there is a passage in the Bible that speaks on that. Some can't sleep until they do evil. Now you have your answer to that unanswered question. How can they sleep at night? Now you know. He has taken the life of your loved one. Don't give him yours. You are valuable. A lot of things can be taken from us. Memories are not one of them. I used to say, I don't look like what I've been through, but I do. This is what victory looks like. My most important relationship is with the creator of heaven and earth. He is who I derive my strength from. Go and be well. Live. I said live and refuse to die while still breathing. Thank you.
Be like the bird that, pausing in her flight, a while on boughs to slight, feels them give way beneath her, and sings, and sings, and sings, knowing she hath wings. Be like the bird that, pausing in her
I want to thank Danella, Heather, and Annie for sharing such heartfelt and empowering words with us tonight. You know, the garden is in Boston, across from the State House, for a reason. And it's because we want to see a better tomorrow for other families. And it's when those that have the power to make change listen to the voices of survivors that will actually achieve the day without violence. So it's imperative that we elevate survivor voices just like theirs and like yours so that we can see a better day tomorrow. Thank you to the Boston Voices Boston Children's Choir for your beautiful performance. We're grateful that you're here and your partnership. I have to turn to you, but then I lose the mic. But I hope you know I'm really grateful for what you did, and you sounded great. And it's hard to sing outside, I know. You may have picked up a candle earlier this evening. I'm going to invite the members of the advisory board and Suffolk County DA Kevin Hayden to come up to the podium to read the names of the loved ones that are being added to the garden this year. Dave, Shirlane, DA Hayden, Fanta, and Beatrice, will you please join me? So you may have picked up one of these candles earlier this evening. We welcome you to turn on the light of your candle as we read the names that were added to the garden this year. And after the program, please feel free to place your candle on the name or near the name of your loved one to light it up. Following the reading of the names, we'll hear from the Voices Choir again, and then we'll move on, but I'll come and tell you what we're doing next. Obed Adow, Curtis Ashford Sr., Curtis Ashford Jr., Aaron M. Brito, A1 West, Deloise Brown, Ma Brown, Jarrell Brown, Coast, Mitchell A. Burke.
Scott Roger Callahan, O'Meal E. Corsino, The Gladiator, Haley Lauren Kramer, Chrissy Gove Crawley, Robert Robbie Wright Day, Mardette Elizabeth Du Bois, Maria Hermano Evangelista.
Carrie Ann Fidalgo, Cody Freeman, Lance Dilquan Hartgrove, Mario Ladell Hornsby, Ian V. Hunter, Khalil Kyrie Jackson, also known as KK Little, Conrad C. James,
Dennis T. Jordan, Michael, Tashawn Leslie, Anthony Gregory Leveron, Eleanor Maloney, Miguel Marto, Ryan M. Martin, Ray Ray, Richard Miles.
Lyle Anthony Jackson, Danny, Mikey Jasmine Ort, Jayton Pearson Pooh, Wolford Man, Eugene Peters III, Monica K. Hebert Petringa, Lavoy Sylvester Reiner, J.R. L.J., Trayvon D. Sands,
Sean Smith, Antoine Strickland, Brian Watson, Dante L. Webb, also known as Donut, Jordan C. Wiggins, Peggy A. Bibi Youssef.
Siya hamba ku nyanyi kwenkos. 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 Siya hamba, hamba siya hamba. Hamba siya hamba ku nyanyi kwenkos. Siya hamba, hamba siya hamba. Hamba siya hamba ku nyanyi kwenkos. We are walking in the light of peace. 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 Light of peace. We are walking, walking, we are walking. Walking, we are walking in the light of peace. Light of peace. We are walking, walking, we are walking. Walking, we are walking in the light of peace. 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 Light of peace. We are walking, walking, we are walking. Walking, we are walking in the light of peace. Light of peace. We are walking, walking, we are walking. Walking, we are walking in the light of peace.
Thank you again to the Voices Boston Choir. You all were wonderful and sharing your performances to us. Music can have a profound impact on all of us in our process, so thanks to you. I need to thank Mike again for his dedication to the garden. Showing up 20 years is remarkable. So as we wrap up this evening, I want to thank you for taking the time to join us, whether it's here or whether it's virtually on our live stream. Those of us who've lost someone to homicide know that they are not defined as a homicide victim. They are defined by who they were to us, the choices that they made, and the impact that they had on our community and our world. And so we need to walk away with that. We welcome you now to walk over to the garden, connect with one another. This is a very supportive and loving community. I've been in it for 27 years now, and I'm really grateful to have all of you in my world. But also remember that this garden is here all the time. We will be back here next September, I promise you that. But you can come and enjoy this garden and sit here and have some quiet time at any time. So thank you for being here, and all of us wish you a very safe and peaceful ride home.